Hi singers! Today we're going to talk about vibrato. Straight tone versus vibrato. What's the difference? How to get it. So the first thing is to explain what vibrato is. It's the natural wave in your voice. It's when your vocal cords are loose, the top of your larynx is loose, and you hear that wave in the sound. So I'm going to demonstrate. This is straight tone. Ya. So as you can hear, it's straight. There's no vibration in the sound. Here's vibrato. Ya. That's vibrato, so it's that natural wave in our voice. Now I'm going to demonstrate straight tone into vibrato. Ya. Straight tone into vibrato is what most pop singers do, what musical theater singers do. Musical theater usually has a little more vibrato in it, but pop singing can be all straight tone or it can be straight tone into vibrato. There's usually a variety there. When you're working on finding vibrato, it's a little bit tricky because the thing about vibrato is that you can't force it. So there's not really a specific exercise that I use to say, here's an exercise to find your vibrato, because we never want to push it. Some people have it naturally in their voice when they come in, and that's great. And usually what we do is we'll train that vibrato so that they can control it when it comes. Usually how it works is you'll have a phrase of straight tone and at the end it'll be vibrato. An example of this is, let's take the Shaka Khan song, You Got the Love. Love me right. What's the matter with you? So as you can hear, I'm going straight tone into vibrato at the end. And that's what most pop singers do. Opera singing is all vibrato. So if you're going, oh, as you can hear, that's all vibrato and it's kind of all up here. So that's a totally different type of singing. This is a tricky thing, trying to find your vibrato. If you haven't got vibrato and you want it, usually it's because you have tension somewhere. Your tongue is tense, your jaw is tense, and that's like holding your vibrato back. So I don't usually, with beginning singers, if they don't have vibrato, I don't have them work on it until we free their tone, until we have tension release. Usually when you start to release tension, the vibrato will just start coming out. And I like to call it, like, it's very exciting. It's like a little surprise. So you'll be singing, your tone's getting free, and then all of a sudden you'll hear it. And usually what I say to students when that happens is, just be aware of it when it happens. Be aware, think of how it feels, and move on. Don't focus on it. And usually it just keeps progressing to the point where you can control it. I will, however, give you some tips on how to work on the vibrato if you have it. And I'm going to show you the difference, how I feel it between straight tone and vibrato. Okay, so with straight tone, for me, what I feel is sort of a holding. I'm holding the breath and I'm holding my throat a little bit. So it's this feeling of, ah. So my throat's a little bit held, not tense, but I'm just not letting it go. And the breath is the same way. It's not moving that much. Now I'm gonna go into vibrato and I'm gonna try to over exaggerate so you can see the difference. So here's straight tone. Ah, here's vibrato. Ah. So the breath is moving more and the throat is looser up here, and that's going to create the natural wave. To have a steady vibrato, you've got to have a steady breath. Steady breath equals steady vibrato. Sometimes people will come in and their vibrato will sound a little tight, kind of like a little goaty, sort of, and it's like that really tight wave. That's the start of a vibrato, but it's tight, and that means you're tense somewhere, so we're going to work on loosening that up. Sometimes you'll have a vibrato and it's too loose. That's a loose vibrato. We don't want that. We want a nice, smooth, medium-paced vibrato, that tightrope where it's just right in the middle. La. That's how you want your vibrato to sound. I like to say vibrato's like snowflakes. It makes your voice individual and it kind of sets you apart from other people because you can kind of spice it in songs and make it your own with your vibrato. A way that you can sort of start cultivating vibrato, I'm not going to say practice vibrato, I'm going to say cultivating, is when you sing through a phrase of a song, you're really going to try to support through the end of the song. So with a lot of singers, what I see is they'll sort of drop off at the end of a phrase and not use their breath to support. I'm going to give you an example. We're going to take Beyonce's Halo, for example, and we're going to do it the wrong way, and we're not going to support at the end of the phrase. This is what I mean by that. Remember those walls I built? Baby, they're tumbling down. They didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. Do you hear I'm kind of not really supporting through the ends of those phrases? Now I'm going to kind of exaggerate going through the end of the phrase so you can hear how that's going to help support the sound. Remember those walls I built? Baby, they're tumbling down. I didn't even put up a fight. I didn't even make a sound. I found a way to let you in, but I never really had a doubt. So you can hear how I'm supporting with the breath. And usually when students get a hold of that, when they get into the breath support at the end of the phrase, that vibrato is going to start naturally coming out. In addition, it's going to help you learn how to use this more, which is one of the most important things you can do. We're supporting from here, we're not singing with our jaw. What I mean by that is if you're doing this, remember those walls I built? Baby, they're tumbling down. Do you see how I'm kind of using my jaw to end the sound? We don't want to do that. Remember those walls I built? Baby, they're tumbling down. So I'm using this to support the ends of the phrases. That's going to help you find your vibrato. Okay, so that's vibrato. It is complicated. It can be hard to find, but I promise you, if you keep freeing up that tone, it will come eventually. I've seen it happen over and over again. So be patient. And if you have any questions on your vibrato or any of this content, please let me know and I will get right back to you. Have a great day.